Taking a healthy dose of responsibility is healthy. Welcome to World of Crafts and Nerdy Things. If you're new here, hi, I'm Kuti. I make lifestyle, psychological, nerdy, and crafty / fashion and design videos. If you're interested in those type of content, just subscribe and turn on the notification bell to know when I post. Speaking of psychological, it's the beginning of 2022, and I think we can all agree that 2021 was a little bit intense, and we all kind of went through our own stuff. Personally, I did go through a lot. Oh my goodness, I did go through a lot. In this video, I'm going to be giving you a few tips on how to deal with failure and how to eventually move past it. Turn something that feels negative into something really positive, just to move forward with life even after a difficult moment. I actually experienced failure personally, and it was awful, especially because it was something I was extremely passionate about. I felt dead inside. That's literally the feeling I felt right here. I genuinely felt dead inside, and I felt like there was no way out. And through the entire experience, I did learn some things that I think are very helpful, that I think really did help me pick myself up and turn the whole situation into something positive, and helped me see things in red tinted spectacles. And I'm gonna share some of those tips with you, because failure can be extremely devastating, especially when it is something that you're passionate about. You can experience it in a personal level, academic level, and even a career level. Tell me in the comment section if you guys have dealt with failure and how you dealt with it. I think the first step that I can tell you to move past failure is to accept it. You won't move past an issue that you have not accepted yet. Here is some of the steps that I use to do this whole acceptance situation. It's kind of cute. Probably because I love writing in a diary. Normally I will write it in my digital diary because that's my go-to place. Basically, I will write down I have failed, and then I'm gonna write down how it makes me feel in that moment. Normally failure does make you feel rich, anxious, shameful, devastated, and just ready to give up. Then I'm going to write, why do I think I have failed? This kind of helps me identify the problem. What was the cause of the failure? Without throwing blame, because at some point we do kind of like, oh, it was caused by this and that and that. But sometimes things are really not caused by external factors. And then the next question I'm gonna ask myself is, what am I going to do about it? It does not only help me accept the situation, but I also want to know exactly how I'm going to move forward. I won't have the answer immediately, but it kind of helps me think, am I going to move past it? How am I going to move past it? So it's an assignment, and I think as you write it down, you reflect on the situation, and it helps you accept it. And normally I will read this every day until it kind of like gets drilled into my head. So yeah, that is what I did to help me accept the situation. And I think you should try it too, and tell me how it went for you. Did it work for you, or do you think it'll work for you? One thing I think you should also do is to let yourself grieve. Take some time off, few days, a week, maybe 2, but don't allow yourself to fall into the pool of self-doubt and self-pity. It is okay to feel sad. After all, you feel like you've lost something and you're heartbroken. But don't talk down on yourself. Negative thoughts only hold you back and hinder you from getting out of your comfort zone. Another thing that is literally my favorite is to journal. Oh my goodness, I cannot even stress how important and how helpful this was for me. It literally was life-saving. I can even say that. Because there's a lot that is happening here that we don't really know, or maybe we avoid. But once we start writing it down, we kind of see those little problems that we never would have identified unless we did write it down. So write down your feelings and experiences. Normally, like I told you, I use my digital diary, but you can also use a hard copy diary. I think it's very satisfactory for other people. Journaling will help you process your feeling and also allow you to reflect on what happened. Reflecting is very helpful because it does not only give you a new perspective, but it also assists you in the healing journey too. I personally love journaling because I can always go back and read all those things that I wrote when I was going through it, and it kind of gives me like peace. Like if I read something that happened long time ago when I was experiencing something really bad, I can tell myself, wow, I really went through that and I actually moved past it. I never thought I could move past that, but I did. It kind of gives you hope and peace that I might be going through this right now, but one day I'll come back and read this and I'll be like, wow, I moved past this. Having a good support system and a healthy coping mechanism will help you avoid unhealthy ways of dealing with pain. Spending time with the people you care about and doing things that you enjoy will actually help refresh your mind. I'm not with my friends right now, I'm at home, so I will text them all the time, and it helps. It kind of like makes me feel better, and I'm very good at long distancing with my friends, so yeah, that helps too. And one thing that I love doing the most is, I'm a very artsy person, and also doing this channel, by the way, it really does help me with stress and the whole crocheting thing. Now I'm into digital painting, which is I'm still learning. So yeah, that's usually what I do to like find like a good coping mechanism, and that when I need a support system, my friends are always there. Now listen, this is not easy at all because sometimes we just don't want to do it, but I think taking a healthy dose of responsibility is healthy. Avoiding your failure and the reason for your failure will only restrain you from learning and improving. So I think it's very important to just like, you know what, I am going to take responsibility for this, and if you really genuinely take responsibility, you'll know how to correct the situation. And even so, if you don't know how to correct the situation, you will work towards it. I think there's like a level of maturity to taking responsibility. This, I can personally say, is the hardest thing to do because sometimes you just don't have the motivation to move forward. And I have to admit, I'm still struggling a little bit with this little step. But I think we also need to remember that we cannot always control what happens, but we can definitely control how we deal with it or how we react to the situation. So you have two choices. Do you give up, or do you use your failure as motivation to move forward? If I'm to speak for myself, I think I would choose moving forward, allowing myself to explore new things and learn. What is your choice? Tell me in the comments. With failure, a lesson is learned. You don't always get it right on the first try or second, sometimes even the third or maybe more. I think you should listen to Shakira's Try Everything. It's amazing. Failure can encourage self-development, promotes growth, and give us valuable life experiences. What I've learned is resilience is one of the most powerful traits to possess. And we must always fight for things that we are passionate about because it is not always just going to be handed over to us. So sometimes we have to really hold on, even when things are bad. Sometimes failure is not the end, but actually the beginning of something very incredible. And yes, this is my tips on how to deal with failure and how to move forward from it. And I hope it really did help you because it helped me a lot. It's one of the things that I really worked on, and I used these tips a lot when I was dealing with my own failure, and they were so helpful for me, and I hope they are very helpful to you. If you really like this video and you think it'll help someone else, share it with others, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment on how you dealt with your own failure and how you think failure should be dealt with. Bye.